The Dancing Plague of 1518, a bizarre epidemic of dance. In the summer of 1518, the town of Strasbourg, located in modern-day France, became the epicenter of a strange and perplexing phenomenon that would come to be known as the Dancing Plague. Over the course of several weeks, hundreds of people in Strasbourg were consumed by an irresistible urge to dance uncontrollably. This bizarre epidemic of dance has fascinated historians, scientists, and psychologists for centuries. In this comprehensive exploration, we delve into the details of the Dancing Plague of 1518, its causes, effects, and the enduring mysteries surrounding this unusual event. The outbreak begins. The origins of the Dancing Plague can be traced back to July 1518 when a woman named Frau Troffea, whose identity remains a subject of debate among historians, stepped into a street in Strasbourg and began to dance. What started as an isolated incident soon escalated into a widespread phenomenon. Frau Troffea danced with an intense and relentless fervor that seemed impossible to stop. She continued her frenzied dance for days on end, attracting both curious onlookers and fellow dancers. The most astonishing aspect of the Dancing Plague was its rapid spread. Within a matter of days, more individuals, mostly women, joined Frau Troffea in her ceaseless dance. Some reports suggest that at the height of the epidemic, hundreds of people were affected. Observers noted that these dancers exhibited signs of extreme distress, their feet battered and bleeding as they danced with a wild and uncontrolled frenzy. The situation grew so dire that Strasbourg's authorities felt compelled to intervene. Local physicians and authorities, perplexed by the bizarre behavior of the dancers, sought to find a medical explanation for the phenomenon. They attributed the dancers' uncontrollable movements to a condition they termed hot blood, speculating that an excess of bodily fluids or a feverish state might be causing the dancing. To alleviate the suffering of those affected, Strasbourg's officials took the unusual step of encouraging the dancers to continue dancing, believing that they would eventually tire themselves out and recover. Public dances and stages. In an effort to contain the epidemic, public dancing stages were constructed in the city. Music was provided to accompany the dancers, with musicians playing drums, flutes, and other instruments to maintain a rhythm. The idea behind these stages was to create an environment in which the dancers could dance without injuring themselves or others. Despite these measures, the Dancing Plague persisted, with more and more individuals joining the frenetic dance. Reports from the time describe a disturbing scene of relentless, convulsive dancing, with people collapsing from exhaustion only to rise and continue dancing. Some dancers reportedly lost consciousness, while others experienced seizures and fits of mania. Religious interpretations. The bizarre nature of the Dancing Plague led many to seek supernatural or religious explanations. Some believed that the dancers were possessed by demons, while others saw it as a form of divine punishment. To counteract these perceived supernatural influences, exorcisms were performed, and processions were organized to pray for the dancers' salvation. The Dancing Plague had a profound impact on the social fabric of Strasbourg. It disrupted daily life, with businesses closing, and families being torn apart as loved ones succumbed to the compulsion to dance. The city's authorities became increasingly desperate to find a solution as the situation spiraled out of control. To this day, the exact cause of the Dancing Plague of 1518 remains a subject of debate and speculation among historians, scientists, and psychologists. Several theories have been put forth to explain the phenomenon. 1. Mass hysteria. Some experts believe that the Dancing Plague was a manifestation of mass hysteria, in which a group of people collectively experiences physical symptoms without an underlying medical cause. The power of suggestion, social pressure, and the intense emotional atmosphere may have contributed to this phenomenon. 2. Ergotism. Another theory proposes that the dancers may have consumed ergot-contaminated rye grain, leading to ergotism, a condition caused by the ingestion of the fungus *claviceps purpurea*. Ergotism can induce hallucinations, seizures, and muscle contractions, which could explain the dancer's behavior. 3. Stress and social factors. The social and economic pressures of the time, including famine, poverty, and the oppressive social conditions in Strasbourg, may have contributed to heightened stress levels. In such an environment, the sudden onset of dancing could have served as a form of mass psychogenic illness or a coping mechanism. 4. Religious fervor. Some historians suggest that religious fervor and religious rituals may have played a role in the dancing plague. The collective religious experiences of the time may have contributed to the outbreak. The end of the epidemic. The dancing plague of 1518 gradually began to wane as summer turned into autumn. The dancers, exhausted and weakened by weeks of frenzied dancing, slowly ceased their relentless movements. The epidemic had taken a heavy toll, with some dancers dying from heart attacks, strokes, or sheer exhaustion. Others were left physically and mentally scarred by the experience. Historical precedents and aftermath. The dancing plague of 1518 was not an isolated incident. Similar outbreaks of dancing mania had occurred in Europe in the centuries preceding the Strasbourg event, though none reached the same scale. These episodes of dancing mania were often associated with times of social and economic upheaval, and they would continue to occur sporadically throughout history. Legacy and interpretations. The dancing plague of 1518 remains a mysterious and enigmatic historical event. It has been the subject of various interpretations and scholarly inquiries, from medical and psychological perspectives to cultural and sociological analyses. The epidemic serves as a reminder of the complex interplay between physical health, psychology, and social factors. The dancing plague of 1518 stands as a remarkable and perplexing chapter in history, challenging our understanding of the human mind and the power of collective behavior. While modern science and medicine have shed light on possible explanations, the exact cause of this unusual phenomenon remains a historical enigma. The events that unfolded on the streets of Strasbourg in the summer of 1518 continue to intrigue and captivate.